I first knew I was gay when I was in 7th grade.
I had really short hair and I was really weird and queer, even though I didn't know what that meant.
Up until about 6th grade, everyone just made fun of me and said, oh, Justin's a girl, Justin's a girl.
My high school experience was not the greatest.
And then they figured out what gay was, and then they called me gay for the rest of high school.
The bullying was awful. I was always sad, I was scared to go to school.
I could hear them counting and they said 1, 2, 3, and then they shut their eyes so they didn't have to look at me as they passed.
High school wasn't always the best for me, and I don't really...
It was not very much fun for me either.
Yeah.
There was a lot of times in middle school, junior high, and high school that it just honestly didn't feel worth it.
It was really bad. I felt like I wasn't part of the crowd. I felt like an outsider, even though I did have friends, and I felt alone a lot.
Since I was in sports, it was very much like never a consideration for a lot of my friends that I might be gay.
I always felt like I wouldn't be able to come out. I was just never going to be accepted like that, so I kind of gave up trying. And
it was hard. High school was really hard for me to keep positive, but then I got to college, and literally it was like the day I got to college, all of my anxieties and all of my fears just melted away.
People talk a lot in college about reinventing yourself and coming to college with a clean slate. And as cliche and as corny as that sounds, it's really true.
The bullies don't have time to bully anymore because they're trying to do the same thing you're trying to do, and that's get through and survive college.
It's scary at first, but there are always people around you willing to support you, even if you don't see them.
And it's hard to hear, okay, it'll get better eventually, but when? But waiting for it is definitely the best decision I've ever made.
Okay, it definitely gets better. That's first and foremost, it gets better, for sure.
You have the strength inside you. You just have to find it.
I came out as transgender in July to my family, and they totally supported me, which is unbelievable.
The reason I'm doing this is because my best friend is gay, and he's the sweetest person I know.
I'm smart enough to understand that people aren't defined by their sexuality.
He has the right to love whoever he wants, just like I do.
That's why I want to tell you that it gets better. Because people like me, who maybe 10 years ago didn't know how to react, they're learning, and they're becoming allies because they're growing up.
You grow up and the people around you grow up or move other places, and you really do find an environment that's super supportive of you.
There are institutions and churches, denominations and congregations that are committed to loving you and welcoming you. It gets better.
Se pone mejor.
It gets better.
I'm gay,
And I'm his straight friend.
and we just want to tell you that it gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
In English classes, we talk a lot about voice and what makes a writer distinct from other writers. So I would encourage everybody to find their voice and find people who can help them find their voices and bring all that you are to all that you do. It gets better.
Es wird noch besser.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Now I have a beautiful life. I love my job. I love my speech team. I have so many friends and family who love me for the loud, crazy, queer, scarf-wearing woman that I am. And for me, it got so much better. So much better. Please know that.
A lot of really important people in my life are gay, and if I had to live without them, I don't know that I could. So I just couldn't imagine them not being around. So know that you have people out there that feel just the way that I do, that don't want to live without you. And yes, there might be some people along the way that treat you poorly and make you feel like you don't want to be here, but there are so many other people that should make you feel like you do want to be here, because there are so many people like me that couldn't live without you.
I came out a year ago, and it's still getting better every day.
It gets better. It gets better.
Our country's on the right path. There are a lot of people out there who are fighting to make things better.
And there are people who love you and support you, and it gets better.
I would never have dreamed in a million years if you had told me in high school that I'd be on camera talking about being gay. I would have been like, haha, no, not me, oh my god, sports, and then it would have been awkward.
We're not on again, off again. We've been straight on since we started dating. And Concordia,
straight.
That's, yeah.
When I asked her out, I sent her lilies, because if you've ever seen Imagine Me and You, lilies mean I dare you to love me, and so I sent them to her and asked her to be my girlfriend, and she cried, and it was cute. And
I knew that I was going to spend the rest of my life with Braden. I know still.
I am living proof. I'm living the life that I always imagined. I have a wonderful partner and a great home here in Fargo, and we just live matter-of-factly gay. We live out in the burbs, and the neighbors are great, nobody cares, and it really does get better.
C'è di meglio.
It gets better.
Believe me when I say it does get better.
And I got down on one knee and I proposed, and he kind of just was really quiet for a while. And I was like, so, you gonna say anything? And then he said yes.
Even if you're straight, gay, bi, questioning, whatever, love yourself, and it gets better.
I like girls. I like boys.
I like boys.
I like girls. It doesn't matter what I like.
It gets better.
It gets better.
We just want you to know that there's a very supportive community here of allies.
Here, we found a safe place, and that's something to be really proud of. And it gets better.
Try to push through. I think that this is the hardest time in any person's life, regardless of whether you're gay or straight or anything in between. And I think that getting through this difficult time is just going to lead to so many better things. And honestly, it does get better.
It gets better because when you're not in high school anymore and you're not living at home, you get to make your own life choices and you get better.
Yeah, like that. I came up with most of that.